This is Will Davis with the Monroe County Reporter. Here are some of the top stories in this week's newspaper. A Forsyth native was killed when his motorcycle left the road on Tuesday morning. Kevin Anderson, age 30, now lived in Macon. He was found deceased on the side of Highway 41 after a passerby called 911, saw his motorcycle on the side of the road. He was found in the wood line and declared dead at the scene. He had left the road on the left-hand side, even though he was northbound. Monroe County deputies continue to investigate the accident. See more details in this week's Reporter. Well, there's been a lot of talk about fake news lately, and the Reporter wants to get in on the fun. We will be featuring one fake news story in every week's broadcast, but it's up to you, viewers, to figure out which one is the fake story. So as you watch the video unfold, see if you can pick out which fake story is fake, and then comment in the comments below, and we'll see who wins. Thanks for watching The Reporter, and watch out for that fake news.
Monroe County's #1 real estate company, The Brokery, now offers the full gamut of real estate services. The Brokery has long been a top seller and lister of homes, land, and real estate, and now they can do it all, no matter what you need. Renovations to prepare for a sale, the best mortgage rates from Prime Point Mortgage, listing and brokerage services to move property, all under one roof. From the real estate professionals at The Brokery, go to their website or find them right here in Forsyth on 30 East Johnston Street.
A Forsyth man was sentenced to 20 years in prison with 5 to serve after he pled guilty to beating his wife back in 2019. Richard Booker was living on Mize Street in a camper with his wife when he reportedly got physical with her. She reported it to the Augusta Hospital where she had family, and the Monroe County deputies found Mr. Booker at his job as a subcontractor at Plant Share. He eventually admitted to the abuse and was sentenced last week. See more details in this week's Reporter.
Hello, my name is Terry Johnson. I write Monroe Outdoors for The Reporter. The little nip of cool air that we've had occasionally over the past few days has me really thinking about the hunting season. This week I'm going to talk about a hunting season that perhaps has slipped up on you and you don't realize it's here. It is deer hunting. Now, I'm not talking about the firearms deer season. I'm talking about the longest deer hunting season in the entire state of Georgia. What I'm going to be telling you about this week is when the opening date is coming up and where you can find a place to archery deer hunt if you are a Monroe Countyan. Believe it or not, there are literally hundreds of thousands of acres of hunting lands that you can hunt deer on with a bow in and around Monroe County. So if you're an archer, this is a column you won't want to miss.
Well, Monroe County and Georgia appear to finally be past the peak of this summer's staggering surge in COVID cases. The Monroe County Hospital is still largely full of COVID patients, however, and many of those patients, almost all of them, are on oxygen, and the hospital has struggled to keep up reserves. Well, they appear to have solved that problem now. Their supplier, Airgas, installed last week a 900-gallon tank, replacing the hospital's 300-gallon tank, so that there's plenty of oxygen for COVID patients at the hospital. See more details in this week's Reporter.
I'm Seth Berkebaum. This is the Monroe County Reporter Incident of the Week. A Walmart manager told Officer Shanita Bell that a man wearing a red, blue, and black striped shirt was seen on security cameras stuffing merchandise from the electronics department into his pants around 7 a.m. on August 26th. About 12 minutes later, he was seen on a different store camera, now wearing a solid red t-shirt. He then purchased 4 food items for 99 cents before exiting the store with the stolen t-shirt and 3 Bluetooth speakers totaling about $165 in value. Walmart said this was not the man's first time shoplifting in the store and had been banned previously for stealing. A gray Chrysler 200 with dark tint was spotted by Corporal Jake Justice near Johnsonville Road on August 31st around 9:02 a.m. Justice pulled in behind the vehicle, activated his emergency lights, and Johnson got into the far right lane and signaled that he was going to exit the interstate. He stopped at the top of the ramp, signaled to turn left, and stuck his arm out of the window, waving Justice to go around him. He continued traveling south onto Jones Street, and again, the driver stuck his arm out of the window, waving the deputies to go around. Justice drove his vehicle around the Chrysler trying to use the block-in maneuver, but as they approached the stop sign, Johnston drove around the corporal's vehicle onto the sidewalk. He made an immediate right turn onto Pinckney Circle and pulled into the driveway of his home, where he was finally arrested by deputies Dalton Mosley and E. Johnson. Johnson told deputies he'd done nothing wrong, that he was trying to get home because he needed to take a shit. He was taken to jail with warrants sought against him for fleeing, tent violation, following too close, and aggressive driving.
Hey y'all, it's Tammy Rafferzeder with the Monroe County Reporter. Welcome to this week's Classifieds. This week we're highlighting 3 new classified ads. First, we have a tractor for sale. It's a John Deere 420, runs good, has a wide front end, and 9 pieces of equipment. $2,850. Call 770-775-4944. Next, we have a new business advertising their services as the Lawnmower Doctor. They say they're the best choice for small engine repairs with quality service and competitive prices. Call 478-390-8661 and mention you saw them in the Reporter for a discount on your first repair. Finally, we have a new Help Wanted ad. Buxton Construction is seeking a CDL driver laborer. Must be versatile and responsible, have a valid driver's license and clean MVR. Occasional overnight, out-of-town work is required. 478-992-8100. Thanks for reading. Y'all have a fantastic week.
What? Did you see this? A woman had a snake in her car. That's crazy. I'm gonna have to subscribe to this Reporter. It's only $40 a year.
Hey, this is Diane Gladwell from the Monroe County Reporter. This week I had the opportunity to do a really beautiful story because it's a story about a flower farm. Beth Yeomans has a love for agriculture, but also a knack for marketing and accounting and business, and she has put the two together to develop a farmland flowers in southern Monroe County. She has been marketing bouquets and cut flowers of all kinds, zinnias and dahlias and ginger lilies and tulips. Last year she said she planted like 400 tulips, and this year she has 2,000 on order. This is a chance to buy American and buy Monroe County because she has learned that 80% of the cut flowers in the United States come from overseas. And why would you want to ship flowers all the way from overseas when you can have them cut fresh here? So check out Farmland Flowers and check out the story in this week's edition of Monroe County Reporter.
Well, Forsyth got big news this week when the CIA announced it was moving its headquarters from Washington, D.C. to Forsyth because they said that the city's very, very poor cell service allowed their spooks in their offices to be totally protected from surveillance by outside forces and enemies. So the CIA will be located here to have the Iron Dome of protection of poor internet service. See more details in this week's Reporter. In sports, the Mary Persons Bulldogs get ready for their biggest challenge of the year so far as they head to Class 7A Noonan on Friday night. The Cougars are 0-2, but they're still a very powerful, large school, and last year beat Mary Persons 44-7. So the Bulldogs will have their work cut out if they hope to stay unbeaten. Also in this week's Reporter, see the preview of the cross-country teams for Mary Persons. The girls, by the way, won the Viking Invitational at FPD last week. And also the C-Team football team is previewed. Find out how they did in their most recent outing. All that and much more in sports in this week's Reporter.
This is Diane Gladwell with The Reporter, and we are pleased at The Reporter to have landed an interview with Dr. Anthony Fauci, who has been in charge of the country's COVID response. Dr. Fauci, you were telling me, and it's kind of interesting, that subscribing to The Reporter helps fight COVID?
That's right, Diane. It seems unusual, but what we have found is that subscribing to the Reporter is helpful in three ways. One, studies have shown that the natural wood products in the newsprint actually build your immune system and wards off the COVID virus. It's very interesting. Number two, of course, you may have seen the video showing that the newspaper can actually be converted into a mask, which has shown great efficacy in preventing COVID spread. And finally, readers get a lot of information about the community, about the latest numbers on the virus, and how the community is handling it. And since I don't want people leaving their homes, the Reporter is the best way to get that information out to prevent them from getting out in the community and being around other people, if you understand.
That's interesting, Dr. Fauci. So you're telling me that just getting a subscription to The Reporter can help fight COVID?
That is true, Diane, but that's not actually everything I'm trying to say. See, what I'm thinking now is that the COVID virus is constantly evolving. There are variants out of Africa and England and other places. So I don't think one subscription is enough. I am now suggesting that maybe for 6 months a subscription will be okay, but I'm going to suggest 2 or maybe 3 subscriptions to ensure you're totally protected from the virus. That's what the science tells us, and that's what I think people should do.
Wow. Well, thank you, Dr. Fauci. This is interesting and a bit surprising. Thank you for stopping in Forsyth to share with us these life-saving truths.